the National Football League.
And our focus goes to Jalen Johnson, who's really putting up incredible numbers all season. 11 interceptions so far.
It's the Saints and the Broncos, and it's coming up next on EA Sports.
We find ourselves at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Today we hit Week 10, and we've got a good one in store between our visitors and the Denver Broncos. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And CD, you look at the Saints in this matchup. The bottom line, there are not many defenses in the league that seem up to the task to slow down their ground game. But this might be one of them. And in everything that they have said and done this week, they feel confident that they're ready.
And I like how you set this whole thing up, because it comes down to this to me. These first few carries, they're going to be exciting, they're going to be physical, they're going to be battles. Each side trying to establish control in this game.
Starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. And the Mile High Air in full effect as that's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by the man who proclaims to be from a whole pack of Badgers. Came into the league back in 2012, Russell Wilson.
And I think that even after a decade in the NFL, he doesn't get enough credit for not just his consistency, but his brilliant play and leadership as well. He's won a Super Bowl in Seattle. He's led his team to another Super Bowl opportunity also in Seattle. His numbers are always terrific, almost always in the Pro Bowl, and all his team does is win. This guy's a natural leader.
They begin the drive with Williams. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Throwing is Wilson. Out route complete to Dulcich. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And 3rd and 8 now. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. On 3rd down, Wilson. And he's taken down here by the Saints. Nick Bosa has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. So on 4th down, here's the Australia native Mitch Wishnowsky to punt this one away. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Returnable here from the 38. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they will be led out by a man in his sophomore campaign as the quarterback.
And if you go by the numbers, he's had a Pro Bowl type season, and maybe that's even selling him a little bit short. He's the NFL leader in touchdown passes to this point in the year, and with the end of the season not too far away, he's got his guys playing at a very high level.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their own 43. A throw left side to start out. That's complete. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 7 catches, 94 yards, and a score.
And I get the feeling that he loves this matchup. I mean, the unit he's going against is in the bottom half of the league against the pass. He had to have circled this one on the schedule and said to himself, this should be a big game.
4. pick up first down. They'll drop to throw. And he rifles one incomplete.
So, CD, you look at this offense and what they've been able to do. 8-0, perfect through the first 2 months of the year. Second half of the season still to come. We get that. But what kind of a percentage chance do you think that they have of running the table?
Partner, I think it's hard to say because...
And all the way in for the touchdown. A big play there. His 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Saints get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon.
Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big strike like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
Lutz with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. So that drive, 4 plays. And the finishing touch was that nice long run into the end zone. The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So now the second drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Now let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. And this pass defense, they were sensational in the win last week, and they're looking good here so far in this first quarter.
You know, we often talk about how offenses get locked in, and that runs over multiple games where they're really, in that zone. Defenses can be the exact same way, and I think we're seeing an example of it here.
A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
A couple of quick incompletions, and now they're just one more away from getting off the field. They've got options now. Could they dial up a blitz here or just drop everyone into coverage to crowd the throwing lanes?
Wilson. And incomplete on the deep ball.
No surprise at all. They're looking for the big man early in this one. The only surprise for them, he couldn't hang on to the pass.
Here's Mitch Wishnowsky now on to punt. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. It'll be a 41-yard punt, give them 5 on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
And gets by him, and now a little daylight.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
A gain there of 21 yards.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
And that'll be caught. It's St. Brown. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. Last play, they went over 20 yards. This time, they topped 30. Now, we know this offense has the potential to strike quickly, and they just bit off 2 huge plays on back-to-back snaps.
So on the other side of the ball, you've got to go Band of Brothers thought process. No one left behind. No pointing fingers, no accusations. Because if you don't, those quick strikes we just saw, they become long-lasting.
And he tries to keep the legs churning, but he's going to be stopped behind the line.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal. He'll look to throw. And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints.
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
His 9th touchdown of the season.
And the Saints lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, 2nd year in the NFL. And I don't know if last year as a rookie if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that. So he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the 2nd-year quarterback.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10.
They'll start with the option.
And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
On 2nd and 12, Wilson. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson. He's got a man, complete. A great pickup there, 35 yards, and obviously the first down to go along with it. With that last pass, he just went ahead of Warren Moon on the all-time NFL career passing yards list.
And that's Hall of Famer Warren Moon. A significant accomplishment to be able to pass that number. Somewhere Warren is saying, but what if they added my Canada yardage? Right? My time in the Canadian Football League, that's 21,000 more yards that could be added to Warren's total.
In the NFL, he had 49,325, and now you're looking at a man that is very close to 50,000. And he gets it down to the 32. The numbers for Williams a week ago, 18 carries, 79 yards.
And their success running the ball in the previous game has to give them a lot of confidence, but they also understand going against a top 5 rush defense means you have to have a lot of offense in your game plan. Misdirection, counters, power game, maybe even some quarterback run to take the heat off of the running back.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. Now a give up the middle to Williams. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
Wilson. And that is incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play. One that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
Now it's Chris Boswell on for the field goal try. From the left hash, this from 46. Boswell's kick is good. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20.
The Saints coming out now to take the field.
So for this offense, Charles, remember, drive 1 made it to the end zone. Drive 2 resulted in a touchdown as well. Now they'll try to make it 3 for 3.
Yeah, and you know, they told us all week that this was the plan and this is what they wanted to execute, but did they really believe it would happen this well, this efficiently? I know they'll take it, and afterwards they'll say, there was never a doubt in our minds we were going to be successful in this one.
On first down, Wilkinson, and able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. He'll get 15 and a Saints first down. Those are the types of run, Charles, that they say this first-year running back can provide a lot more of in the future.
He made it look easy, didn't he? Picking up that first down. Some have described him as a diamond in the rough with a lot of polish, nice little bumping. This guy could be one of the top backs going forward.
Here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end.
And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
Second and 4. He's got a man, complete. Touchdown. A great effort there. 48 yards as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further.
Boy, still in the first quarter, and look out. I mean, they are on pace for over 80 points in this game. I don't know that they'll get there, CD, but this has been impressive to watch so far.
That certainly would be history in the making, wouldn't it, partner? I'm glad we're here to actually watch and see if it actually happens, although, like you, I have my doubts, but they are firmly in control of this game.
Lutz good on the extra point, and the lead. Team now.
Score Saints 21, Broncos 3.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Denver's offense now set to go.
And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. Just, I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Now Wilson.
And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
Wishnowski on to punt as he sends this one away.
Pulled in at the 24. That'll go as a 42-yard punt, but a net of 32. They had a 10-yard return.
And they will take over 1st and 10. We get a look at Amon-Ra St. Brown as his offense readies for the next drive.
And CD, assuming he stays healthy, assuming the health, should get to that 1,000-yard mark pretty easily.
And the best part of what he's done so far is allows him and the team to relax their pursuit a little bit. Meaning, if they just have normal games, they'll get to the 1,000-yard mark. They don't have to force anything. But one of the reasons he's having the year he's having is what I call route running arrogance. They think there's no one that can cover them, no matter how many people are put in his direction.
And the Broncos get there and take him down.
Josie Jewell, the linebacker, getting the sack.
The Broncos going dime. 2 extra defensive backs for 3rd down.
Playing pass all the way.
Now back to throw.
That's complete to his tight end, Freiermuth.
So 8 yards on the completion there, and it'll be 4th down. 21-3 is your score after one.
The score is Saints 21, Broncos 3.
The Saints with a football here to begin quarter number 2. Here's Tommy Townsend on to punt. This is brought in at the 21. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. They'll throw on first down with Wilson. This one complete to Jerry Jeudy. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. On second down, Williams. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
It's nice every now and then in this game not to see people overthink it. Just hand it to the old reliable guy. Let him pick up the first down.
They stick to the ground game on first down. It's Williams. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now Wilson. It's caught on the right side. Williams.
And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10.
6 yards there on the keeper. It's 2nd down.
A little do-it-yourself run right there, and a nice gain.
And I like that he knew that that was about all he was going to get. So he did a nice job of protecting himself, took care of the football, took what the defense gave it. If they continue to allow him to do that, they'll find their way taking what they can all the way to the end zone.
Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Now a first down carry. It's Williams. Heck of a move and then brought down near the 23. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. They run it again with Williams. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
They'll run it. This is James Robinson. Oh, fine work there as he gets this thing down to the 11-yard line.
A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Broncos first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Up the middle, it's Williams. And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8 at the 9-yard line.
Wilson. And he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the first down marker. And this offense on 3rd down today, just 1 for 5 to this point. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And he is going to lose yardage here. A 3-yard loss. 4th down now.
This defense is really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense going to have to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
Boswell's kick is good. And that'll get the deficit down to 15. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
So here are the Saints to take over. They've gone 2 months without a loss, 8 straight wins for them, and they've got the lead here in this one as well, trying to make it 9 in a row. come out throwing here to start the drive.
Across the middle, he's got it complete to St. Brown.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. It'll go as a gain of 25 on a play that started back at the 25.
And, partner, they're locked in man coverage out left, and they end up running a crossing route. Rounded it a little bit more than a slant. And he's just going to angle himself towards the right side of the field, and that's very difficult for a defender to shadow him across all that ground.
Quick hitter here, it's complete.
And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Here's a handoff out of the gun.
And it looks like right at the 40.
He's tackled at the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 3.
On first down, he'll drop to throw, eluding the pressure right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
And Oliver, that time the one to get in there and bring him down.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And the pressure gets to him again. Rashawn Gary in there to drop him, and sacks on 1st and 2nd downs. Now leads to a 3rd and long. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Looking left side, and it's complete.
And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
We're going to tell any defensive coordinator I played for, but that might be considered a win for both teams because defensively they stopped them short and forced the 4th down. But offensively, they picked up enough yards to give their kicker a better shot if that's what they want to do.
Back to throw here. Looking middle, and that's complete.
And he is going to have the Saints first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. Now a timeout here, at least for the moment. Looks like one of the Saints is injured, shaken up on that last play.
We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. And he's brought down, but not before a gain of 13, down to the 13. 1st and 10 in the red zone.
Now this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. From 13 yards out.
And the Saints are able to widen their lead in this first half.
A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that's the kind of play you would have made as a rookie because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his 2nd and sometimes 3rd progression. That was a nice play.
Wants to try to add the PAT. He's got it, and the lead swells. It's 28-6. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And it all culminates in a Saints touchdown. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
And coming out now, the Broncos. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material.
He'll find Sutton on the right side, complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. A couple of veterans, Wilson to Sutton there for the Bronco first. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
We remind you that coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will be alongside. He'll have highlights and analysis from Orlando of this first half of action. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Now they got to get to the line quickly. Another try after the first down sack. Wilson.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the...
Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. It's Devin White, the linebacker. Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. An excellent play there, CD, on the pick six. And I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they run standard nickel, not the Buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning 3 safeties for big nickel. They just want to take away the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did, and came through with a big-time pick six.
Lutz with the extra point, and a rout is on here in this first half. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. And Denver getting set to take the field.
And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
They had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Now it's Wilson. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. On 3rd down, here's Williams. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down. Here's Mitch Wishnowski now. That'll be a 44-yard boot, just a yard on the return as he's covered up quickly. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. And with time running down, they go down to a knee. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you two in a minute, but first, let's take a spin around the NFL and see what's going on here in week number 10. We'll get started out at GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, where it was the visiting Panthers who were able to come in and get one on the road. Tua Tagovailoa leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. From there, we're off to check out another game, and they've got the lead over the visiting Chicago Bears. 2 touchdown passes for Matthew Stafford. Lastly, let's get you to MetLife Stadium to see what's happening with the Giants at home in East Rutherford. And they were losers in that one to the visiting Tampa Bay Bucks. Jacoby Brissett sharp in the victory as his guys get back within a game of 500. On now to a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Saints. And the ground game has been a big part of why they have this big lead. And you have to figure they'll lean on it a little bit more in the 3rd and 4th quarters. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, they did even less on the ground as they've struggled to get the run game going. Final adjustments being made for the second half. Whether they'll amount to much in a game that's already pretty well decided, well, that's another question. Nevertheless, let's get you back out to Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach, thanks. Yeah, that's something to consider. Are we in for more one-way traffic here in the second half? It has not been a competitive game to this point. And the half will begin with a touchback. Out come the Saints now. They'll go on offense first here to begin the third quarter. Well, it's hard to imagine the first half going any better for them, CD, and now here as they begin their first series of the second half. I mean, they score here. This one, it's pretty much out of reach.
We honestly might already be at that point, partner, because this team, they were dominant in the first half, continue to be dominant now, and I think they're viewing this as a put-away drive on their way to a lopsided victory.
Out route, and he connects with Freiermuth. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up third and
On third and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
So roughing the passer, and this is a unit, Charles. They hold their breath every time they see their quarterback go down and get hit like that.
Yeah, they understand how important these last couple of months are for this team. They can ill afford to have anything happen to him if they want to accomplish their goals.
78 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
Back to throw now on first down. Got St. Brown running the quick slant here. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
a gain of 9. Brings up second and 1 at the Broncos 23-yard line.
Hands it off out of the gun. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Second and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And it's caught. Touchdown, Saints. Amon-Ra St. Brown. An 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Saints take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. So obviously they will decline the penalty there, and the result is 6 points.
That penalty is declined.
Lutz will look to add the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. So that drives 7 plays in length. And it all culminates in a Saints touchdown. The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half. So 1st and 10 here for Wilson and the Broncos at their 25-yard line. And from the shotgun, he'll throw. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. Here's Wilson to throw. Man downfield is Judy. He's got it. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. Now Wilson on first down. And he will find his man Sutton. That's complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. From the gun, it's a run for Williams. And he is going to lose yardage here. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. To throw is Wilson. And he'll be brought down at the 27.
Partner just a second earlier, and they might have had him because they certainly thought they were going to close in and drop him behind the line of scrimmage, but he had just enough time to dodge the pressure, and he ends up getting yardage before being...
Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And this is picked up by the Saints, and they will take over at the 26-yard line.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, it's going to be hot routes if they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback. They've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
94 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Steps away. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Randy Gregory coming in for that outside linebacker spot, and he buries him for a loss of 7.
A CD, you know, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything.
On 2nd down, they'll run it here. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long. Back to throw. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he'll go down to the ground at the 39, and obviously that's well short of the 1st. That'll give him 8 that time, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Here comes the Saints punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. 46 yards on the boot. The coverage holds him to just 3 on the return. And it'll be 1st and 10 Broncos from deep in their own territory. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. Or win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles. But I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Throwing is Wilson. Out to his left. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line. It's a sack.
Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him.
The Broncos send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he's able to get it out quickly, and this is not a bad kick here. It's a 42-yard punt. They keep him to just a yard on the return. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50, 1st and 10. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air.
And that is incomplete. The coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. 2nd and 10 now. 3rd quarter action in Denver.
Up the middle they go. Wilkinson. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41.
9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard.
They'll keep it on the ground. Wilkinson, and he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1. And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it, and that will extend their lead even further.
So tack on 3 more, though this, it's just a rare drive where they did not find the end zone.
Yeah, you're right about that, partner. But at this point, I don't think you're too concerned about that. You just want to possess the football for a while and drain the clock. If you can get 3 out of it, that's great too.
And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. So the Broncos coming out now.
See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. The Saints say they have it, and they do.
Well, we may not see it behind the big play sheet that they like to use, but I'll bet there's a big grin on the defensive coordinator's face. A corner blitz, what we often call a cat blitz. Usually they disguise it, Brandon. You're up on a receiver. It looks like you're going to bump and run with him, press coverage, and then he just takes off straight for the quarterback, and someone comes behind him to pick up the receiver.
And as a former member of the secondary, it makes you happy too, doesn't it?
I can't lie about it. I've got a big grin on my face, too. That was a heck of a play, a heck of a call.
On second down, Wilkinson. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back now to Denver. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. They'll run on 1st down. Wilkinson. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score 1 touchdown,
you win 2.
You're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got 1, but was denied as he tried to get the 2nd one.
A 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw it for a loss.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here.
Remember, they have won 3 straight, but getting to 4 straight does not appear to be in the cards as they are in a big 4th quarter hole.
They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson.
Throw to the right, caught by Dulcich.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now Wilson.
That's going to be caught by Judy. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. Now, this is certainly one of the bigger losses that we are going to see for quite some time. And you have to think at this point where we're at in the 4th quarter with how wide this advantage is. For this offense, they're just trying to end things with a positive drive and then get the heck out of here.
Yeah, if this had been a concert, you would have heard plenty of sour notes in this one. But they certainly don't want to end it on one. They want to put together a few more throws like that and at least have a final drive to give them a little bit more hope as they move forward.
Forced out to his left.
And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
This offense so far on third down, a very anemic. 1 for 9 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. Wilson.
Got a man, it's Judy, complete. And he will have a Broncos first down, I do believe. Yes, he's got it by about a yard there on 3rd and 3.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Flush to his right. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
Wilson. He'll get this one to Patrick.
And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
And the Broncos first down.
From the red zone now, here's Wilson on 1st down. Finding the open man, and that's Tim Patrick.
And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
They'll hand it off now. Williams. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Here's Wilson. Finding his big receiver, Patrick, over the middle.
And the Broncos are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Now it's Wilson.
Screen play set up for Williams.
No gain on the screen there on 2nd down.
That was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. This defense has not surrendered a touchdown yet. You better believe they're determined not to here on 3rd and goal. Now Wilson.
And the pass is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Jerry Jeudy.
4 yards on the touchdown grab.
And the Broncos are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter.
Put through by Boswell as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And they just continue to roll right along, really. This has the looks of yet another victory as they hope to polish it off here in quarter number 4. A little jet sweep to start the drive.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, they gave up a few yards there, but all in all, I think it's a pretty nice job defensively against the jet sweep. If they don't slow him up, he might take it to the house, so they'll take that play every time on the defensive side of the ball.
And this will wind up as Saints first down as the tackle made at about the 43-yard line.
Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And then when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
Pretty good results here on the 1st down run as he takes us forward for about 6.
He was brought down at his 29-yard line. A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. They'll keep it on the ground. Wilkinson, and some space here. And he'll be dropped just shy of the 35 at the 34. A pickup of 17 on a play that originated at the 17.
It carries like that. That's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines. Let's close this one out.
Chris Barnes there on the stop.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
They need to get this to the 24 on third down. Now a handoff up the middle. Wilkinson.
And he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line. 87 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Up the middle they go. Wilkinson. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line.
Rashawn Gary, the man to bring him down.
They've created a nice sustained drive off of plays like that. A nice strong run there that keeps them advancing the ball.
On 2nd down now. Wilkinson. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. That leads us to a 1st and goal. It's a pickup of 8.
1st and goal at the 5-yard line.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for our visitors, the train just keeps rolling. 9-0 now to start this campaign. And they'll have another road date next week with the Carolina Panthers. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, they'll lose an important one here as that drops them to 5-4 on the season. And they will get a home date next week against the Los Angeles Chargers.